All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. Here we are in rainy Tennessee. And I wonder what everybody thinks right now. We're in 2019, and we already got Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris putting in their bid for the the White House. What do y'all think about all of a sudden, especially since Hillary has ran, that now all of a sudden women are interested in becoming commander-in-chief, president of the United States of America? I'm only asking that because it seems like that the women now are more interested in leadership and politics than the men are. And I'm wondering what's going on because, I'm in the political arena out there. Both of these particular women right here, I don't think that they are the best choice for any party whatsoever at all. But hey, that's left up to the American public to decide. But I tell you, man, I just don't understand nowadays where are the men that are politically strong, that would uphold and support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America. It's kind of disturbing. It really truly is. Because you know just as well as I know, if you know ancient history, most people don't know that when ancient Rome fell, that's because there were quite a few things that were taking place in society. And believe you me, most people are going to ignore what I'm saying because they're going to call me anti-feminist and all the other disparaging comments that they will levy against me just because I'm speaking truthful and honest. But number one, Rome started to actually water down their money system. Whereas they used to deal in just weights and balances, which is gold and silver. And if you go back and read the Constitution of the United States of America, that's the only thing that the Constitution said is money, not these greenbacks or the silver certificates that is so-called backed up, which if I digress for just for a moment, whoever did this Federal Reserve back in 1913 knew full well what they was doing, because if you traded in your silver and gold, heavy just weights and balances, for Federal Reserve notes, and a greenback certificate, supposed to be backed up by silver and gold. You know just as well as I do that when you go and spend that money, guess who got the gold and guess who got the silver? And of course there's the rule: he who has the gold rule. That's the golden rule. And so Rome started melting down and watering down their money supply, whereas the silver denarii was a good payday for a Roman soldier. No more. They ended up having their money supply turned into, guess what? Just like America, ironclad slugs. Have you ever really truly looked in your pocket? Because I'm informed in this area, I look at my pocket, and every time I get change back, I go, man, is this really truly a good medium of exchange, or is this because this thing has value just because they say? Because the only thing that really truly has any value nowadays is maybe the nickel that is in the nickel. But the money, the pennies are no longer copper. The quarters are no longer silver. None of the coins are silver anymore. And it's just a sad, sad thing what we see. That was one thing that was going on in Roman society. The next thing that was going on in Roman society is the decline of morality. Such as debauchery, alternative lifestyles, just lewdness on an unprecedented level. And of course, what did that do? That spiritually caused the decline of society as well. And then when you had that constantly mixed with, watch this, wars all over the place. And the Roman Empire was spread thin. And then when they end up being spread thin, next thing you know, just like we have right now, you had the Senate at each other's throat. And next thing you know, you've got people that killed Caesar, Caesar chasing Pompey. And everything was just literally eroding. And then Roman society went from a patriarchal society to a matriarchal society. So I ask you, given what I've said, and I expect, you don't believe what I say, please go do your own due diligence and your own independent research just to see if what I'm saying is so. Because when you're going to find out that instead of just giving a blanket statement and painting a broad brush and saying, well, I don't believe that. Don't give your opinion. You should be sick and tired of that stuff. Giving your opinion or giving how you feel and think that that is the sum of all truth and the epitome of all righteousness, because how you feel about something is totally irrelevant. And what your opinion about something is totally irrelevant. We need facts in the day, the time, and the hour we're living in. We may all be entitled to our own opinion, but we're not entitled to our own facts. So stop going around telling everybody how you feel, what your opinion is, and your emotions are, because they're totally irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, because nobody really truly gives a damn. They really truly don't. And even if truth is presented, they don't give a damn. I don't care what it is. And that's just the way that it is in the world, the time and society we live in. But when you look at some of these painful things that I brought up that had to do with the decline of the Roman Empire, it is painfully obvious that history is repeating itself. And of course, the old saying goes, those that do not know history is destined to repeat the same mistakes of the past, and no doubt we have come full circle, and we are definitely repeating the same mistakes of the past. I hope that some way, somehow, I was able to stimulate thought, put a little defibrillator on your mind, and don't let me leave this video without providing a solution. Listen, it's obvious that this country has forsaken you, the American citizens, and they don't care. You need to start carving out and start really truly focusing on you and your family, and forget about all this so-called patriotism, because we're being used and abused by the powers that be. Start saving money, get yourself out of debt, start looking at trying to get yourself a little homestead, and when you do all these things, start getting you a little nest egg, and start, watch this, downsizing, because there's a lot of things that you think you need, you really don't need. And start really considering, because whether you like it or not is totally irrelevant. Whether you prepare or not is totally irrelevant, because you know why? You don't get to pick the day, the time, or hour when evil comes your way. Not only do you not only get to pick the day, the time, and hour, but you don't get to pick the time that the collapse takes place. You don't get to pick the time when the proverbial crap hits the fan. You don't get to pick the time of a lot of things. And so it's better to be prepared and be ready than not. I call one of the greatest selfish acts in the universe is when you had opportunity and time to prepare, yet you chose not to, and you expect for others who have made the decisions and choices to prepare to actually take care of you and your family, and you refuse to do it when you had the opportunity and time. Listen, we are in the decline. We are in an economic depression, whether people like it or not. The recession is real. Listen to sound wisdom and advice, and listen to what I'm telling you. If you choose to, it's your choice and decision, but I do know this, the alternative is pretty sickening.